This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends. What's going on? Today is Tuesday. It is February 21st. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios, and this is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. And we have been off since last Thursday. We took Friday off. We took President's Day off yesterday, big national holiday. I hope everybody celebrated it the right way. However that is, I don't actually know what you're supposed to do on President's Day. I just know it's a national holiday, and banks are closed, right? And post office is closed and whatever. And so maybe you took a long weekend like we all did. We did a little post Super Bowl 4-day weekend. And now I think, at least I can speak for myself, refreshed and ready to go. So we're just getting onto the airwaves of 1090. We're just getting onto the stream of YouTube. Chatlins, get involved in our YouTube chat, all the different audio podcast platforms. And tonight you'll catch us on television, Channel 4 San Diego. Grande, Brown Man, good afternoon. How we doing here, boys? I'm feeling good, refreshed. I even have I'm using aloe vera on my chest and shoulders. I got so much sun this past weekend.
Oof.
Talk to me. How we doing here, man?
Aloe vera.
Aloe
vera.
That's
wow.
green, slimy stuff that's ice cold. That's all over me because, man, I am sunburned because I'm a sunscreen guy when I go out on walks or runs or whatever. And for some stupid reason, I got down to Cabo and went, you know what? I need a little vitamin D.
What is the weather like in Cabo in February?
It was about daytime, perfectly sunny skies, 75 degrees. Beaches are packed. The water's packed with boats and water sports and stuff. So it's not like summertime hot, and it's not San Diego cool. So it's exactly what I needed, at least for me, because we were like, hey, we got to go up to Mammoth. Let's get on these skis. No, dude, between the rain and the cold of the last month and a half, 2 months.
And what's coming?
And yeah, today is a gorgeous, beautiful, perfect day. But apparently it's the calm before the storm, because I guess it's going to get not just cold and rainy, but crazy windy throughout all of San Diego County. So, yeah, so it was nice down there, Alex.
I see a little red on your forehead, actually.
Yeah.
I could see the tan amongst the forehead.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah. I put out a couple of pictures on Instagram, which I never.
Shirtless.
Yeah, I don't like to put out, I don't even like to be shirtless in public. But it was my birthday, and I was like, you know what? I'm 53 years old. And somebody told me, well, you're thirst trapping. And I thought thirst trapping is when you think you look really good and you put out pictures of yourself showing off your body, to try and inspire people to say, hey, you look really good, or maybe you want to try and hook up with chicks or whatever. But I don't think it was a thirst trap.
Am I allowed to show your thirst trap?
Wait, say that again?
Am I allowed to show your thirst trap?
I mean, I don't think it was a thirst trap.
100% is a thirst trap.
No.
Definition of a thirst trap.
No, a thirst trap is when you think you look good and you're showing off. Me, I was like this. I'm 20 pounds overweight, and I'm 53 years old. And so this is what it is. Take a look at it, people. This is what it is. 53 years old. This is what it is. You going to really put this on the screen?
I asked you.
I don't care. I mean, whatever. I put it on social media.
Browner, I mean, you tell me what this is.
I mean, Browner, is that a thirst trap?
What are you attempting to trap?
Right. Precisely my point.
Thirst of what?
Yeah, I ain't thirsty, and I ain't trapping.
I wouldn't consider that a thirst trap, my man. At all. Zero. Unless
Alex,
you actually trapped at somebody who was thirsty.
Yeah, why would you think that's a thirst trap?
Who told you it was a thirst trap?
Alex did.
I mean, here's the deal.
Oh, my.
You're shirtless on a beach in Cabo. You're posing by yourself. You're not looking at the camera.
You know that happens a lot. I'm just kind of dad model.
Right. And, I mean, that is a thirst trap. If a woman did that in a bikini, the exact same pose as you, everybody here would say thirst trap.
But that's
but
not
just
a pose.
because it's you,
Yeah,
and Browner is not into you, That doesn't not make it a thirst trap.
No, but you don't understand. That's not a pose. Right. I came out of the water. I was standing there. My girlfriend took a picture of me, right? And then I decided to post it because, look, I'm 53 years old now. I feel overweight. I don't feel like I look good. I feel like I'm always now talking about what I should or shouldn't eat. I'm weighing myself daily. Like I just, so I'm like, I put it out there like, hey, this is it, baby. This is 53 years old. This is what it looks like.
Take it or text Mar. Let her decide. Browner's never going to say anything like remotely anything that he's like could even compliment a man ever about his looks. So Browner doesn't count.
Browner, I'm not the person for that.
He's not the person for that. So I like to say he'll never say anything about anything. I'll put this on. No. This will be my social clip today. I'll say, is this thirst trap? People will.
I want to give a shout out to Riley Wagstaff. Shout out to Riley. Ran into him one of my nights out, chilling. He's a big fan of the show. Came up, said hello. Mm-hmm. So I told him I'd give him a shout out. So shout out to him, man.
Where was this at? Where was this at?
A night out.
No, because let me tell you something. Seattle? Alex, I'm in. No, listen to me.
Come on, man. Don't do that.
I won't give details.
Browner and Cabo too?
I won't give details, but I'll just say this. You ready? I get a message on Saturday night, I think it was. I'm not even positive what night it was. I get a message from a longtime great friend, a guy who I know, and he says, hey, there's a Browner sighting in whatever bar that Browner doesn't want you to know he was in, okay? He said, there's a Browner sighting. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, okay, nice. Are you going to go up and say hello to him? He goes, hell yeah, I am. Next thing I know, I get a picture of Browner and my man, won't mention names, but Browner's like, what up? And he's wearing like this hoodie with this like nice looking like beige, leathery sport coat looking number that he had on. Pretty good looking.
Yo, that was Saturday. The picture when I was with Riley was Friday. I had a great idea to give you guys a gift for Christmas. So look out. Unless we're all dead by then. I don't think we will be.
Wait, are you telling us to look out now for Christmas of this upcoming year?
Christmas was like a month ago.
Right. That's how bomb this gift going to be. This gift going to be so bomb on Christmas that y'all going to receive from me. It is going to, we might put it up in the store. Okay. It will be the most expensive thing we would have in the store, hands down.
Yeah.
But it's going to be bomb. I saw this when I was in Seattle, and I went, dude, they will love that. I'm going to get that.
So now we have to wait 10 more months.
Right.
Because it ain't cheap, man. Good things come to those who wait, bro. What's wrong with you?
All right, text Mar.
Come on, bro. Look how good your life is now at 53. Mm-hmm. Your life probably sucked at like 18. Now look at you. Good things come to those who wait, brother.
Okay.
It's only getting better. I know we talked about you being at the end and all that, but it's good. It's like a good ending to a movie. This ain't like when the ending happens, you go, what happened in this movie? Mm-hmm. It's like one of them Shawshank ends. Ain't that a good movie? Y'all always be talking about Shawshank.
I never really talk about it, but I mean, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
So what does Mar say? Does Mar think I'm thirst trapping?
A screenshot.
No.
And I asked, is this a thirst trap? Mm-hmm. She replied, Zaddy vibes. Yes, I think so, but a more tasteful one.
What is Zaddy vibes?
Oh God, sexy daddy.
Yeah.
Oh really? What's up, Mar? So anyway, did everybody have a nice weekend? Post Super Bowl, we all took a 4-day weekend. Did everybody have a nice weekend? Everybody good?
Yeah. Every time we take an extended break, it proves to myself that vacations are awesome, and you two are knuckleheads for never wanting to take one.
I'm so glad you say that, because I came to a realization.
You convinced them.
I came to a realization on this little mini vacation. Now, by the way, here's just a little, I guess they'll call it a life hack. I didn't know this. I'm just passing on some information to everybody. I left on an Alaska Airlines flight from San Diego to Cabo at 7 a.m. on Friday morning.
Did you lose your bag?
Did not lose my bag, because I'll have you know, Browner, that I did not check any bags. I had a backpack and I had a rolling piece of very small luggage, and I thought I underpacked really, really well. Turns out I overpacked by about 45%. Could have lived without half the stuff I brought.
When they called your group, did you go up to the gate?
When they call, I think I was
like
in
Group A, Group B.
They were like Group B, And I think I was in Group C, so that's when I got in line because I was willing to be the last of the B's and the first of the C's, and the flight people never really they don't say, "Hey, no, this is Group B, step aside."
Plus,
Sucker.
you don't need to check a lot when you're only wearing shorts and you're walking around thirst trapping,
Well, that's
shirtless.
true. That's true. That is true. I didn't need to bring a lot. But anyway,
Mhm.
here's the thing. So I flew down to Cabo on Friday morning at 7 a.m. and I flew out of Cabo yesterday, Monday, at 5 p.m. So I had the whole day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and pretty much the whole day. I think I left my friend's house at 3 o'clock on, on Monday. Got to the airport, walked right through, no problem. And so again, what was 4 days where you could kill 2 days of travel, I got the whole day Friday because I landed at 9 o'clock in the morning and I took off at 5 o'clock yesterday. So I got both days. So if you're ever thinking about doing that, that is a good, because to your point, Alex,
Mhm.
now I'm thinking to myself, what am I killing myself for? Why don't I take more breaks? Why don't I take occasional vacays,
Mhm.
other than the expense of it all? That's kind of another thing.
When we worked in that, and Scott, you were a different. You weren't an employee. You were contracted, I guess. But when we worked at 1090,
Mhm.
like we had 2 weeks of vacation, max. And it was like the worst. So I was always very strategic with
Mhm.
which days I take off, so I can compound them with extended, President's Day or whatever, so I could maximize my days off.
Mhm.
But now that we're not in that, at least for now, you know, why not take advantage?
I'll tell you, man, I've had this like thing in my head, like, could I ever go back to work for another big company? Now, look, obviously I work for Disney up in LA, and that's like one of those things.
So yes, you can.
Well, but hold on. The answer is yes, I can for one, because now I got to go to somebody and say, hey, can I take this day off? Can I take that day off? Can I get this vacation? I mean, that sucks, man. Having to ask the boss, hey, can I take a day off here and there or a week off or I have to plan vacations? That sucks.
Mhm.
So to work for one big company like Disney, that's okay. I got to deal with that. But to work for two would really, I don't, we would lose a lot of flexibility, is what I'm suggesting to you. Whereas here, if we decide we're going to take a few days off, we can do it and nobody can say otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, hey, you talk about good gifts, and I'm going to jump right in because I will tell you guys this. While I was away, the only sports stuff that I really focused on was I watched the NBA slam dunk contest, not like the whole thing, just the kid, Mac McClung, which I thought was amazing. I thought it was so cool to see this kid win this slam dunk contest, which I really liked. But as far as the All Star game itself, I don't know about you guys, not 1 second. And I thought, should I feel guilty about this? Should I know what happened during the NBA All Star game? And I thought, well, I didn't watch 1 second of the Pro Bowl. I didn't watch 1 second of the skills competition with the NFL. So why would I invest any time or energy into the NBA's All Star game? Zero. If it wasn't for Mac McClung, and if it wasn't for the fact that he's white, he like a little short white guy who got crazy ass hops. If it wasn't for that, I may not have even seen any of the All Star festivities this weekend. The other sports story, though, and the one that was much more primary, was the whole story of Manny Machado setting a deadline for the Padres, and the Padres, according to the reports, only making one offer, and it being what many perceive to be an insulting offer, frankly. So those were the only two like sports stories that were kind of on my radar while I was away. Was there, other than those two stories, were there other ones that kind of, oh, wait a second, one last thing. I
I was
didn't
about to say.
I didn't sit there and watch the XFL, but I did watch the highlights of our Vegas Vipers, who unfortunately lost their opening game this
It
past
was close
weekend.
though.
But I was wearing my XFL hoodie while I was in Cabo. So those three things were on my radar. The Manny Machado story, primary, and I definitely think that's where we should start this afternoon.
Dude, I watched the XFL game. It was very close. And I watched another XFL game where they were down, I think it's like 12 points and won the game without even ever giving up the ball. It was awesome. I have a very interesting take on this Manny Machado thing when we get to it. I think people are not going to like it.
Okay. Not surprising. Alex, slam dunk, All
Mhm.
Star weekend, Machado
Mhm.
contract,
Mhm.
XFL. Anything else for you?
Friday, I didn't have much going on Friday, so I stayed up to date with the Machado stuff. But as far as XFL, no disrespect to our boy Bob Wick. I'm just not in the football mood anymore. Like I turned it on. I was like, I don't want this right now. Like I'm good. Like I just got a great Super Bowl watching two great quarterbacks. I really am not, and I've said this before on this show, it's just terrible timing. Like nobody wants to go from the top of the top Mahomes Hurts to Ben DiNucci. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just not, I'm not there yet mentally. I'm more like, all right, I'm paying attention to spring training headlines. I'm seeing what's up with the Lakers now, not watching, but seeing what's up. Russell Westbrook joined the Clippers. Like that's got more of my attention. I'm not in the football mood whatsoever anymore. Like I'm good. I don't even care
And
about draft. I don't care about combine. I don't care about
whoa,
like I'm just
whoa,
not
whoa,
there.
whoa.
But the draft is end of April. You know, like
Did one of you guys say last week that you thought a good idea would be for the XFL to play on like weeknights? Did somebody say that last week? Because I thought to myself a little bit of the same thing. Like it's Saturday afternoon and there's a football doubleheader, and it's Sunday afternoon, the same thing. But I'm not going to sit around on the weekend to watch these games necessarily. I'm going to catch up on the highlights.
Like, am
I'm
I
going to
really
see
gonna
what's
sit around and watch Paxton Lynch get benched and then get put back in? Like, you know, like it's just like not.
We've
And
seen that
that
before.
actually happened, by the way. Like I saw
Yeah.
headlines and I saw stuff on Twitter, but like, am I really gonna go from Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes having like these crazy games to that? Like, I'm just not in that
I
mood.
think the XFL is an experiment, and I think it's going to work because of the different ways that they present it for television. I think they're going to have to find a way to present that, and from a social media aspect, if it's going to be successful, because a lot of people feel like Alex and not like me. I intake sports, which is on in the background of the television. So in the NBA All-Star game, it's time to get rid of it. Each player that makes the All-Star game, give their charity of choice $1 million, and then don't play the game because you can't play that game again. You can't do that.
yeah.
Why
All
are
right.
people
So
so upset about that?
I know people like
I'm
make
not.
such
Why
a
I'm
are
not
big
people
deal.
upset
so
about it.
no? But I mean, like people are like so offended that they didn't try. I'm like, who cares?
Right. It's an exhibition. It's
an
a show.
exhibition.
It's a television show. I will say this. I saw, I read an article this past weekend, maybe it was in The Athletic, that Mac McClung saved the All-Star festivity, or let me rephrase, saved the slam dunk contest.
Stop
And then,
it.
and then I saw Stephen A. Smith yesterday say that it was LeBron James who destroyed the slam dunk contest.
Also, stop it.
And I actually, with Stephen A. and the whole LeBron thing, I could get into that.
Yeah, because you love slamming LeBron.
Well, it's not about slamming LeBron. It's, I've always felt this way, that he should have competed in this thing, particularly years ago when he was younger.
Or
But
how about when he said, "I'm entering my name into next year's dunk contest," and then he ghosted him the next year?
True.
yeah, I don't remember
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
I don't
He
remember
was
that
gonna
part.
lose.
Like
He was gonna lose.
it was
the
like a
dunk contest,
crappy
yeah.
dunk contest, or maybe it was a
Mhm.
really good one. And he goes, "Ooh, I want in on this." I don't remember it
No,
specifically.
it was bad. It was a bad
But
one.
he
It was a
grabbed the
bad one.
mic at the Saturday night festivities and like, "Next year, I'm preliminary entering my name at the dunk contest." Didn't do it.
Yeah. I mean, look, I just feel like it's kind of like when San Diego State used to play USD in basketball. There wasn't enough upside and there was a lot of downside.
Correct.
I feel like with LeBron, he feels like there's not enough upside if I win, and there's a lot of really bad downside if I lose. And so, he doesn't have he doesn't have the need necessarily, but earlier in his career is when he should have done it. Hey, Kobe did it, Michael Jordan did it. All these stars had been in this slam dunk contest, and he should have done it a long time ago. But listen, we'll get to all of this. We got a lot to get to, obviously. Let me just do this though before we get started. Guys, unlike last year where you guys sent me a wonderful birthday gift of Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I couldn't deliver it to Cabo. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I got one really, really special birthday gift. And listen, I don't need any gifts. I mean, my girlfriend and I going to Cabo and having a great time was a gift, man. I was very grateful. But I got this box in the mail. I have a PO box, and sometimes people ask me for my address, so I give them my PO box. So I got this package in the mail. I said, "What is this thing?" But I could see that it was from Don and Lori Benson, who, if you've been around the show, you know that Don and Lori Benson have been great friends for 20 years. So I get this box, man, and it is taped and taped and I mean, it took scissors and surgery, and man, I tear this freaking thing apart, and it was really packaged. Like whoever packaged this thing did not want me to get into it. When I finally broke into this thing, I got this incredible gift from Don and Lori Benson. I'm going to show it to you, and I hope that it shows up on the screen. And I thanked Don and Lori, and I said, wow, what a wonderful gift. Gosh, that's so amazing. But whoever did the packaging, gosh, you guys didn't want me to get into it. And they were like, well, we didn't do it. They ordered it, and it was sent to me. Look at this gift that Don and Lori Benson sent to me for my birthday.
Oh, look at that.
How about this, man?
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Is that not awesome? From this past Christmas, when we had our boat trip aboard the Yacht America and Next Level Sailing, we had Alex and Browner, and in the middle, we had Billy Ray, Linda, and myself. And this is something that I know I will hang on my wall and cherish, because that is kind of like, the history of the show and the current iteration of the show, all in one framed photo. Don and Lori, I just can't tell you guys how much we appreciate you. And that was a really, really special gift. So thank you so much for that.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, very cool. And that's a great jacket I'm wearing. So shout out.
And by the way, it was a great jacket I was wearing too, till I left it in the cab in Cabo yesterday and didn't. All right, we're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. Let's jump into this Manny Machado controversy. We're just getting rolling. This is Kaplan and Crew.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal. Brought to you by MedCline. Sleep better, feel better, live better.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. Only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
I would like to say welcome to the River Road African American Museum. What we do here at the River Road African American Museum is connect the past to the present.
Our museum was founded in 1994 by my sister Kathy Hamburg and our family to actually talk about the history along the river here in South Louisiana. We've been around for about 29 years here in the Donaldsonville and Ascension Parish area, and have become one of the premier museums for the state of Louisiana when it comes to African American history.
When you think about Black history, what we want you to understand is that this is more than Black history. This is Louisiana history.
Sponsored by The Barnes Firm. Proud to support Black History Month. Car crash? Call 1-800-8-million for a free consultation.
When someone you know has COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, things can progress very quickly, making them feel hopeless. But it doesn't have to be like this.
See, Mom, this place is going to be great for you. They're going to help you breathe better.
Pulmonary rehabilitation at La Mesa Rehab focuses on patient education and training. We use special therapies to improve your lungs, clear out mucus, and keep you out of the hospital. Pulmonary rehab is Medicare approved. Call now to see if you qualify, or ask your doctor about La Mesa Rehab today.
Since 1975, San Diegans have trusted the Murray-Lampert family for their home remodeling projects. We continue our commitment to deliver high-quality home remodeling and construction to our customers without an expensive showroom.
When you're adding companion units or ADUs to bring value to your home, our team has the experience to handle everything. Plus, our strong relationships with the city makes adding on easier for homeowners.
Visit murraylampert.com for your consultation.
The #1 disease in the world, according to World Health Organization, is dental disease. For 25 years, we've had one of the most leading group dental practices in the country. Imagine you're a parent, you're a mom or a dad, and you have a 2-year-old that doesn't get any cavities, and you have a 12-year-old that has a soda habit and gets a ton of cavities. Well, how do you determine what oral care products to get? It's really mind-boggling that currently there does not exist an oral care product company that specializes for kids. So we thought this is a great opportunity to get into that space and revolutionize oral care for kids. We have every single product that every parent needs for every person in that family. It's very comprehensive. The next thing is we customize your oral care products. Someone who has a lot of gum disease probably requires different sets of oral care products that someone has a very, very healthy mouth. And it's also conveniently shipped to your home every 3 to 6 months. Make sure you go to supermouth.com and check out all the educational content. And of course, check out our profile builder to get the right products for every family member.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal. Brought to you by MedCline. Sleep better, feel better, live better.
Listen to The Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and themightier1090.com. We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew Show on the Mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Hey, everybody, it's Scott Kaplan from Kaplan and Crew. And with me right now is Rick Slider. He's the CEO of MedCline, which, by the way, is a pillow that is going to change your life. You have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm telling you right now. Rick, how you doing, man? Where do we find you today?
Scott, great to talk to you. I'm in sunny San Diego, a place you're pretty familiar with.
Yeah, I'm glad it's sunny out. I see the Padres stuff right over your head. That looks pretty cool. And some Beastie Boys. You got some cool stuff behind you.
We had a different sports team up on the wall for a while that had to be taken down, say half dozen years ago. But the Padres still flies prominently on the wall.
I love it, man. Hey, if you could, while we have this time together, can you tell everybody the backstory of MedCline and how you guys have become such a big San Diego company selling all over the world, and what the deal is with the MedCline systems?
Sure. MedCline started here in San Diego, started by a radiologist whose primary practice was at UCSD. And he was a longtime sufferer of heartburn and acid reflux. Tried everything, tried diet changes, was taking medication, proton pump inhibitors or PPIs that a lot of people take. But he was looking for a natural way to reduce his heartburn symptoms. And he found, through trial and error, that when he slept in an incline and when he slept on his side, his heartburn and acid reflux symptoms would dissipate. Because he's a doctor, he wanted to make sure that this just wasn't by chance. And so he set up some clinical studies using a system that he designed and patented. We got clinical trial results, found that there was a strong reduction in the esophageal acid that would take place during the night, reducing his symptoms. And with that, decided to create a product called MedCline and commercialized it a few years ago. And that is really how our company began, with his personal desire to stop his heartburn and reflux symptoms.
That's amazing. It really is amazing. Like when you have something wrong, you're like, I'm going to fix this problem. But you know what's amazing to me is that acid reflux is a problem that obviously a lot of people have. But for me, I have shoulder pain, chronic shoulder pain from the way I sleep, because I sleep with my arm over my head and then my pillow in between. So when I got my first MedCline, I didn't realize there's the reflux relief pillow, but there's the shoulder relief pillow. And it's completely changed everything for me. My shoulder pain has gone so far down because I'm no longer sleeping like this. I'm like underneath. And tell me about the shoulder pillow, please.
Sure. First of all, I'm so glad to hear that it's working for you. That's fantastic. Secondly, as we brought MedCline to the marketplace, we found that there were a number of individuals that benefited from therapeutic side sleeping beyond just those suffering from heartburn or GERD. And the primary use is for shoulder pain. And the reason I think people like you have been so comfortable with the MedCline is because of our patented arm pocket. When you try and sleep on your side and you have shoulder pain, you run the risk of your shoulder getting frozen, exacerbating pain that you might be feeling, whether it's due to rotator cuff, general shoulder soreness. And so our incline has a patented arm pocket that allows you to either rest comfortably on your elbow or to slide through, sounds like what you do, slide your arm through the system so you can stay at an elevation and sleep comfortably on your side throughout the night. And today, here in 2023, our shoulder product is actually our top seller. It surpassed those that suffer from heartburn and acid reflux, simply because there's more people with shoulder injuries across the country. And we're glad that we're able to help you out.
It's awesome. Hey, we don't have a lot of time, but in the last minute, would you just tell everybody how the MedCline products, though, have gone viral, particularly on TikTok? Just give us like a 30 or 60 seconds about what has happened.
I'd love to say that I'm a marketing genius here, Scott, but really it's just about excited consumers sharing the benefits they get of MedCline. And it's amazing what happens when people finally can get a good night's sleep, how they're so excited to share that information. And recently, we've always been a part of social media, but recently we've kind of found a niche within TikTok. I didn't know that healthy sleep TikTok was a subgenre, but it really is. And with a few different posts, we've seen over just in the last 30 days, over 10 million people exposed to our MedCline products. So we're excited about the virality that this has created. I think it's in part because we have a 95% customer satisfaction rate. We know we can help people get a good night's sleep. It does take a while to adjust and sleep differently. But we're excited to see kind of the viral nature of our product grow, and we're excited to help out as many customers as possible.
It's awesome. I want to encourage everybody who's watching right now, go to medcline.com, medcline.com, look at the different products, know you're supporting a San Diego company, and I encourage everybody, sleep better with our friends from MedCline.
Drivers are getting in accidents at a rate we've never seen before, jumping 18% since 2020. There are higher incidents of speeding and more aggressive driving since the pandemic began. Please slow down and drive safely. It can save a life.
An ADU is an accessory dwelling unit, and it's become one of the most popular solutions to housing in the United States. We constructed this to provide housing for my mother, who is elderly.
Well, I wanted to downsize. At my age, that's what I wanted to do. Eric engaged the services of Murray Lambert, a top building company.
This is an 825 square foot structure, but it actually looks more like 1,000 because of the spatial considerations. Micah was great. He took the ball and ran with it and came up with this really great combination.
It always appealed to me, high ceilings. It gives a sense of space, of openness, and I like that. Oh, I would give this experience a 10 for sure. Plus, 10 plus.
Learn about the many health benefits of MedCline pillows, from easing shoulder pain, reflux relief, and just getting a great night of sleep. Watch Your Health only on Your View, Sundays at 4:30 p.m. Brought to you by MedCline. Sleep better, feel better, live better.
The #1 disease in the world, according to World Health Organization, is dental disease. For 25 years, we've had one of the most leading group dental practices in the country. Imagine you're a parent, you're a mom or a dad, and you have a 2-year-old that doesn't get any cavities, and you have a 12-year-old that has a soda habit and gets a ton of cavities. Well, how do you determine what oral care products to get? It's really mind-boggling that currently there does not exist an oral care product company that specializes for kids. So we thought this is a great opportunity to get into that space and revolutionize oral care for kids. We have every single product that every parent needs for every person in that family. It's very comprehensive. The next thing is we customize your oral care products. Someone who has a lot of gum disease probably requires different sets of oral care products that someone has a very, very healthy mouth. And it's also conveniently shipped to your home every 3 to 6 months. Make sure you go to supermouth.com and check out all the educational content, and of course check out our profile builder to get the right products for every family member.
At the Barnes firm, we're seeing more pedestrian and bicycle accidents. Drivers are rolling through red lights, and distracted driving makes every intersection a danger zone for pedestrians. Look both ways when crossing, even if you have the right of way.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew Show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
Hey, great friends. What's happening? This is Kaplan and Crew. with Grande and the Brown Man coming to you from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Shout out to our friends at 7 Mile Casino. You got blackjack, poker, table games on one side of the casino. You got Sammy's Restaurant and Bar, which is Sammy's Woodfire Pizza, on the other side of the casino, completely smoke-free and only 7 minutes south of downtown San Diego. Now, look, you can schlep all the way out east, or you can schlep north and east, and you can go to any of these casinos that have mega hotels and concert venues and cool pool scenes, etc. But what 7 Mile Casino is just that. It's a card room and a great restaurant. It's not gigantic. You're not going to get lost. You're not going to get up from your table, go to the bathroom, and never be able to find your way back. They're not going to be 7,000 slot machines. There's places for that, but that ain't 7 Mile Casino. 7 Mile Casino is where you go to play and have a really great brunch on Saturday or Sunday, great lunch, great dinner, Sammy's Restaurant and Bar. It's all there for you at 7 Mile Casino, 7milecasino.com. We appreciate your partnership. And if you're going to play, that's the place to go. All right, fellas, let's jump into the top story here in San Diego. And that is Manny Machado. And let me start off by saying this. Look, over the last few years, Peter Seidler and Padres ownership has gone crazy spending. It started with Machado. I suppose in some ways you could even trace it back further than Machado to like Will Myers and Eric Hosmer. And obviously those two guys are long gone. But the first mega deal that the Padres did was with Manny Machado, a 10-year, $300 million deal, a $30 million a year deal. And we all knew that Manny Machado had really, it was a 5-year deal, and then he's got an opportunity to get out. And he's young enough, and he's in the middle of the prime of his career, that if Manny Machado decides to leave after his 5th year, and he were going to go sign another 10-year contract, Manny Machado could probably go out into the open market and get a 10-year, $350 million deal. I mean, if Xander Bogaerts is going to get an 11-year, $300 million plus contract, and I don't even remember all the numbers at this point, they're about the same age. Manny Machado is coming into the prime of his career, and Major League Baseball teams are giving out these long-term contracts. They're going to take guys from their late 20s to their early 40s. Manny Machado's in a sweet spot. He's in a perfect position to have played his 5 years, made his $150 million, opt out, and go out and find himself an even bigger deal than the second half of his current contract with the Padres. He can do it, and there would be a ton of action out there for his services, and he'd make a hell of a lot more money. But you would think that the Padres, who had given Fernando Tatis this crazy contract very early in his career, and all of the stuff that has gone on with Tatis, you would think that after they gave a guy like Bogaerts all this money in this long-term contract, after they signed Joe Musgrove, after they got a below-market deal for Yu Darvish, you would think that their number one priority would be, let's get this Manny Machado thing done, and let's sell to the fan base. You're going to have Machado, Bogaerts, and Tatis. That's going to happen for the next 10 years. And then we'll figure out what's going to happen with the Juan Soto situation. But Machado had said to the Padres, according to all the reports, hey, look, let's get it done before the season starts. And if it doesn't get done before the season starts, and I mean before spring training really starts, if it doesn't get done, then I'll play, I'll focus, I'll try and lead us, okay? And then at the end of the year, if I have another great year, I'm going to go out and hit free agency, and I may find a $40 million a year deal for all I know. The Padres, with the way they've spent, should make Manny Machado, who's been the most consistent guy on their team, and frankly, has become a grown-up. Because remember, before Machado got here, most Padre fans probably thought he was a dick. And there have been times during his Padre career where he's kind of been a dick. But that's okay, because he's your best player. And he has proven, for the little attitude that you get at times, he's worth it. So he has this idea of when this should get done, and it passes. And according to the reports, they made him an offer that, frankly, most people, media, fans, probably insiders as well, find kind of insulting. Let's take a look at what the situation really is. The offer, Alex, that they've made him, and what Machado has said along the way. And I loved reading Kevin Acee, who had a Q&A with Manny Machado, And I love how Machado doesn't consider AC part of the squad. The front office considers AC part of the squad because they tell him what to write and he writes it. But when Machado deals with AC, he's so annoyed, like most of us, that he kind of gets to that point where, dude, I don't know where you get any of this stuff. Write whatever the hell you want and leave me alone. Alex, can you read to us the transcript?
Yes. Question from Macy. Manny, is it true that you and your agent gave the Padres a deadline in early December before the winter meetings? Machado says, yes, we did. Question from Macy. Was that deadline February 16th? Machado, absolutely. AC, why February 16th? And does the deadline mean that you are done negotiating? Machado, I just wanted to focus on baseball. So once the season started, I didn't want to really continue talking about contracts or business side of things. I just want to focus on my team and the guys in here and what our goal is to win a championship. So Thursday was our deadline. And after that, it was just focus on baseball and going out there and winning. AC, is it true that the only offer the Padres made was 2 days before the deadline? Machado, yeah. AC, and the offer was for 5 years at $21 million a year, correct? Machado, smile. You can write out whatever you want, honestly. I don't know how you get this information, but write whatever.
I love it. I love how Manny just has no patience for AC at all. Just none. I don't know where you get this information from, but leave me the hell alone. So I'm trying to figure out all the math, but if Machado's a $30 million a year player.
I'll tell you exactly the math.
Okay, I want to hear it because I want to analyze it and kind of digest it all. Go ahead.
If he does not opt out, remaining on his contract is 6 years, $180 million. That is what he currently has right now. 6, 180. According to AC, they offered him 5 for 105, bringing his grand total to 11 for 285.
Okay, so 11 for 285 averages out to about. Okay, so let's call it 290. So that averages out to, let's say, whatever it is, 20 some odd, 21 million, 22 million, something like that a year. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. But he's a $30 million a year guy now. So why would I extend 5 years and lower my rate from 30 a year to 21 a year? Why would I do that?
Because those years happen when you are 36, 37 years old.
Okay. What is Xander Bogaerts' contract?
Pretty much exactly what they offered Machado.
Okay. Well, I've been here, and I'm the one that's helped turn this thing around. And when this punk last year decided to go get ringworm and then rub some stuff all over it and then tell us that's why he got popped, who was the leader? Who has taken this franchise in this era further than me? I'm Manny Machado. If I wasn't on this team last year, where would we be? So now you go get Xander Bogaerts, who, we know what his history is, but we haven't seen him quite do it here yet. When we obviously have expectations of what he's going to be. Why would I take the same deal he's going to get when I can go out into free agency here in the offseason and take my $30 million a year to 35, 37, maybe 40? And I understand why Machado might find this offer to be, very frankly, insulting.
Yeah, there was a report by Bob Nongale that got shot down pretty much immediately that Machado is looking for 10 years for $400 million after this year. That got shot down right away.
By who?
By reports.
Yeah, well, it doesn't sound out of the ordinary to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
when you put yourself into a corner the way the Padres did by offering Aaron Judge what they offered him, by offering Trey Turner what they offered him, by giving Bogaerts what they gave him, by giving Tatis what they gave him, by giving you Darvish an extension, by signing Michael Wacha, when you put yourself into a corner, not only are you, for all the reasons you said, Scott, about Machado, but he's seeing the money that you're offering other guys. Yeah, I'd like some of that money.
What you guys are missing, not you, but just people in general who are having this conversation, this is negotiating. This is negotiating. This is their first offer, and it was going to be a bad offer. Now, if he gave them a deadline by the time, hey, you gave us a deadline, we gave you a deal, you said no, let's play baseball, yay. And if he's if he's a true professional, none of that will affect the way he goes out and plays. So that's now the question for Manny Machado. How much of a professional are you? Because if you cut them off and you just want to go play baseball, you just want to go focus on the season, you're betting on yourself, as they like to say. And I like it. Not only do I like it, I love it. And from the Padres side of the game, from their side of the table, I love it too. Because here's why. When you start doing big boy baseball, you got to start doing big boy business deals. And you can't start giving people deals because of all right, well, he was first here, and so he helped us turn it around. So we got to give him more money than he's deserved it. Now, what is deserved? With the guys that the quote-unquote guy who I keep getting told is the best thing since sliced bread in a baseball game, okay? If that guy's free and Manny's free, who you saving your money for? And that's probably the gamble, because Ohtani's got his people out here saying, oh, yeah, we're going to test free agency. And so if you are looking at, should we pay Manny this money now and not have the opportunity and have our purse strings kind of somewhat tight when it comes for Ohtani to be free, because everybody tells me that's the guy, then that's what we're going to do. So when the opportunity presents itself, we can give Ohtani a full offer first. And if Manny's still there, if Ohtani turns us down, great. If he ain't, and we get Ohtani and we don't have Manny, well.
And it's funny, too, how players are always like, that my agent handles that. I don't deal with negotiations. But yet players always seem to try and put a deadline on their team. Like they're the ones going into AJ Preller's office to negotiate.
Like they're Lamar Jackson.
I don't remember specifically, but didn't Joe Musgrove also have deadlines? Didn't Joe Musgrove also tell, I don't want to do this? And then when did he sign? August 1st, in the middle of the season, right before a playoff push. So I think I agree with Browner 100%. This was a negotiation not only on Manny Machado's part, but on the Padres' part. They came in at 5 because they don't have to come in and give you 10 for 400 because I'm already giving you 5 for 150. I'm adding more to that. I think what the Padres did, listen, deadlines are deadlines, whatever.
They're arbitrary.
It's not college. You're not turning in a paper.
No, but I will say this, Browner, I hear what you're saying, and I agree. I think it is a smart move by the Padres to not necessarily throw everything at Machado. I agree with you, but not necessarily for the only reason that you mentioned. It's true. Like if they decide to let this thing play out, the Padres, and they don't increase their offer of another 5 years and throw on another $105 million and turn it into an 11-year, $285 million deal. If they don't do that, if they don't increase their offer, they're sitting on Machado at $30 million this year. The season comes to an end. There's no extension in place, let's say. And let's just say hypothetically, Machado doesn't have the kind of year he had last year.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say that if he wanted to go test free agency, let's say there isn't a $35 million a year deal for 10 years for him. Let's say people are like, you know what, Manny? I don't think so. I don't really think so, man. You didn't have a great year. You're into your early 30s now. You know what? I don't want to spend $350 million for 10 years. I don't want to make that kind of commitment to you. Manny Machado's in control. He goes back to the Padres and he says, okay, guess what? I'm staying because that's my option. My option is either I can go leave or I can stay, and I'll just stay for my 5-year, $30 million. Do I have that wrong, Alex?
I don't know if that's how it works. I don't know if you're allowed to go test free agency.
It's a date.
Right. I think you have to opt out.
But what I'm saying is, what I'm getting at is this. Let's say he doesn't opt out. Let's say he knows that, hey, I didn't have this kind of year. I thought I was going to have this monster year. I didn't have this great year. And let's play worst case scenario. You ready? Worst case scenario.
He gets hurt.
Okay, gets hurt.
That's worst case scenario.
That is the worst case scenario.
That wasn't going to be my worst case. My worst case was going to be this. You ready? Machado doesn't have the kind of year he had a year ago, and the Padres don't go further in the postseason this year.
Let me put it this way, because we haven't even brought up a certain left fielder.
Well, that's where I'm going. That's precisely what I was saying. Browner, I agree with you that you hold on, because if you're really going to make a run at Ohtani, then good. But wait a second. There's another wild card in all of this. What if they're saying to themselves, do we sign 30-year-old Manny Machado and have him as an 11-year, $285 million player? Or do we decide, let him go, let him walk. Let's go sign our left fielder, who's a lot younger. And I'll say it because he's so much younger and because of what he's already accomplished so much in his career, has greater upside.
That's true.
So is it a wait and decide on Ohtani later? Or is it, no, Juan Soto is younger. He's here. We like him. We like the way this all works. We'll put our money into Soto rather than putting our money into Machado. And if Machado leaves, he leaves. And if he doesn't leave at $30 million a year, we still think we have a pretty good deal.
It is all so interesting because these are, when you talk about who you have in Soto and Machado, and then who you might want to go get in Ohtani, we're talking astronomical numbers for three of the best players in all of baseball. And there's no easy way to do it because you can't go give Machado $400 million or whatever remaining. You can't go give Soto $500 million. You can't go give Ohtani $600 million. And then, you know what I mean? It just doesn't work that way because we're not the Steve Cohen from the Mets who doesn't care, who I guess does have that money. But I think that it's an uncomfortable situation because Machado has become a fan favorite. And it's an uncomfortable situation because they've been able to lock everybody up before they even get to free agency. So now it's like, I don't even want to take the risk of Machado even getting there because if he gets there and he hits 300 and hits 30 home runs and is a gold glove defender again, he's going somewhere else because someone might throw 500. Who knows out there? When you talk about the Mets, you start about the Dodgers again, you start about the Yankees again. Who knows what kind of numbers can be thrown at Machado if he becomes a free agent?
So I just want to be very clear on what I'm hearing from you because I think I heard what you said because I'm listening to you. So you're telling me on the open market, you would rather have him than Ohtani.
No. What I'm saying is making him a free agent is an uncomfortable situation for Padres fans because he's a fan favorite. You don't even want him to get there. You just want him to get locked up. That's what I think. I honestly think if you poll Padres fans, they would rather lock up Machado than Soto. And I don't know about Ohtani. That's a different conversation. But if you had to choose between Machado or Soto, I think the fan favorite, the majority would choose Machado.
Yeah, without a doubt. But what I'm saying is, if Machado's on the open market and so is Ohtani's going to get everyone's first offer, and Machado's going to get everyone's second offer because that's, according to what I hear from baseball, that's the pecking order. Unless I'm hearing this wrong.
I don't know if Machado will be number 2. I mean, Ohtani's going to be everybody's number 1.
Correct. So the next person in line Machado might not be he'll be the Padres number 2.
All I was trying to say, Browner, was I don't want to get in a bidding war for Manny Machado.
Yeah, I think
I'm not sure you win that one.
I think most Padre fans want and probably have an expectation now that if you've locked up Xander Bogaerts for 11 years and you've locked up Tatis for 12 years or whatever,
and Darvish,
and you've got Darvish now and you've got Musgrove now, if you've spent this kind of money on these players and you're not sure what you're going to do with Soto, because as great as Soto's been in his young career, we didn't see his greatness. We saw some of it at the end of the year. And so the question is do Padre fans expect the Padres to just throw the world, and in this case, the bank, at Manny because he's been your leader? He's been the most consistent guy.
Here's what I know that they don't expect. And this is a worst case scenario without ever seeing Bogaerts in a uniform yet. Padres fans will riot if they end up with just Xander Bogaerts and no Soto, no Machado, no Ohtani.
Because my thing, I was just about to say, at worst case scenario, you will only have one of those 3 people.
And that's
only get one of them.
And look, that's probably, if I were in Vegas and they said the Padres will have Machado, they'll have Soto, or they'll have Ohtani. Of the 3 of them, the most likely to stay with the Padres, I would think, is Machado.
I agree.
I would think that Ohtani is going to have so many offers and so much money thrown at him that I would say that's a long shot.
Yeah.
And Soto is also, in theory, going to get done with this season. It is this season, isn't it?
No,
it's next season.
So right. So you have him for the time being, but you don't have to make a move yet on
There's
Soto.
also, like, we're getting ahead of ourselves now. There's also this thing with Soto. If you're getting the vibe that he ain't going to sign here,
trade
him. Deal him.
You make a move.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, listen, if I were the Padres, I'd be thinking about this just if I were thinking strategically and thinking out a little bit.
They better be.
Maybe, which I'm sure they are much more than I am. What if we were to work a deal somehow this year with the Angels to try and trade Soto for Ohtani so that you could get Ohtani and get him here and get him in, and then you could sign him?
Yeah, dude. And listen, Browner, like we don't need to talk about who's the best baseball player, but all I know is that if you're gonna tell me that we get Ohtani, a starting pitcher, and a DH that can hit like Soto, kind of down, dude.
Yeah, I would trade.
Listen,
I'd trade Ohtani and Soto right now.
All I'm saying.
Yeah, what do you say?
All I'm saying is what I've heard from the two people in the squares here that he the best one running.
All right, well, let's do this. Let's keep going with this because Machado was interviewed at his locker. I want you to hear and see this coming up next. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios here on Kaplan and Crew.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal. Brought to you by MedCline. Sleep better, feel better, live better.
Locally owned and operated, not some bland, uninspired, corporate, cookie-cutter radio station crap. We simply say to those stations, Q. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Murray Lampert now brings architectural and interior design to a whole new level for your remodel, ADU, or whole house build.
We're truly a team at Murray Lampert Design, Build, Remodel, and we don't take that lightly.
Visit murraylampert.com.
This is a huge wall. I'm sure it presented some challenges.
You're right, Sarah. And what it was in the model we noticed there it was too much wood. This was supposed to be clad. And with the beautiful stairs and railings, we realized that we need to come up with a different finish. So we used these reglets that are metal with the drywall, and it gave it this grid look that also matches up with the beams.
Wow, that came out beautiful. If you want to see how they conquered more design challenges, check out Our Family, Your Home.
Sponsored by The Barnes Firm. Proud to support Black History Month. Car crash? Call 1-800-8-million for a free consultation.
When you're adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to your home, our experience plus our strong relationship with the city makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
At Murray Lampert, we listen to you first, then design and build. Visit murraylampert.com.
If you're going to count yourself as a fan of this radio station, you'll need to continuously ask yourself one basic question. Am I listening enough? Pro tip, wives are not a good source for input on this. This is the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio.
When you're adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to your home, our experience plus our strong relationship with the city makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
At Murray Lampert, we listen to you first, then design and build. Visit murraylampert.com.
For many consumers, sleeping at night should be an easy experience. For many, it's not. There are a number of reasons for that, most notably those that suffer from acid reflux or heartburn. There are also many individuals dealing with various pains or ailments. MedCline is a sleep solution company with our goal to allow people to have a healthy and peaceful night's sleep. And we do that with our therapeutic side sleeping systems. Our patented, clinically studied MedCline relief systems are designed to place an adult in an elevated side sleeping position, which can help them reduce the symptoms or issues they're dealing with. MedCline systems are registered with the FDA, and as a medical product, MedCline systems are qualified for use with FSA and HSA funds. For anyone looking for more information, you can visit medcline.com/sleepbetter.
Hey everybody, this is Scott Kaplan from Kaplan and Crew Tonight here on Cox Your View. Just want to tell everybody that Cox TV home base throughout Southern California, but you can get us on radio on 1090. You can get us on our YouTube channel, all the different audio podcast platforms. And I want to say thank you very much to a San Diego-based company that's selling all over the world. That's MedCline, MEDCLINE, medcline.com. They're going to change the way you sleep. We appreciate you guys.
Murray Lampert now brings architectural and interior design to a whole new level for your remodel, ADU, or whole house build.
We're truly a team at Murray Lampert Design, Build, Remodel, and we don't take that lightly.
Visit murraylampert.com.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.